Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Alessandra and this is part 2 of our Magidome DIY. We're talking about the supports today, and this is what makes your structure secure and safe for long use. To keep things more efficient financially, when we had the 2x4s that are 8-foot lengths by default cut down to 5 foot, we kept the 3-foot remnants and decided to use those as our support beams. So your results may vary depending on what size build you use. We ended up using around a 54.8 degree cut on each side of the support to help make it fit, but it was not a perfect science because we used a circular saw, and trying to get the angles correct and done in one cut was just not possible. So each side had to be cut twice. So if you have a table saw, or maybe even a hand saw at this point might be better. So because of the 2 cuts per side, we ended up with some kind of wonky edges. So that's where the sander came in. It didn't make everything 100% perfect, but it definitely helps make things line up a lot better. I don't know the technical term for this, but what we figured out was you had to drill your wood screws down kind of straight to get the hole started, and then switch them to kind of an angle because we want the screws to be poking out the sides or the end of the board, so that way it can drill into the base of the boards, if that makes sense. So there's probably 8 million other ways to secure these in. This is just what worked for us. But I would say from a technical point of view, drilling wise, this might have been the more complex portion of it, but it's definitely doable. It just takes a little time and patience. I'm not sure if these are supposed to be perfectly vertical or on an angle. You could tell we're doing our best to get them mostly even, but there's a lot of user error going on. We started with the roof portion and then worked our way down because we had snow coming and we wanted to throw some plastic on top just to help get that dome structure going and see how it holds up. So the roof part went in first for us, and honestly, I think it made things a little bit easier because everything's extra sturdy coming from the top, working its way down. Don't forget, depending on what type of door you're using, you're not going to need potentially support beams in every triangle, if you will. And I will say on the Magidome website, they have a ton of resources and recommendations for different support options. Installing the supports once the plastic was just draped over the top was not a problem because we hadn't stapled the plastic in, it was just draped over. And so we could just move the plastic as needed, and it worked out really good because then we know where we can anchor down the plastic moving forward. It was super easy. Same install. We used the clamp to help hold the boards in place, and it's really just a matter of making sure you can get a decent enough angle to get those screws secured into the base beams. Make sure you check out Magidome's official statement on how to make supports. They have a lot of details on angles and how to put them in and the different variations, whether you're putting in venting for a greenhouse or you're leaving it open. There's a lot of combinations and way you can do this with a lot more precision and, to be honest, better looking outcomes than ours, but we were just trying to get something secure quickly. So I definitely encourage you to go check out their website and look at some of the options on how you can put in some supports to keep your structure safe and sound. Okay, friends, this is it for this quick update of the Magidome. We finished the supports. Next up is going to be the plastic covering.